0. We were under the form validation. Some certain thing we have applied here. From name, something. We can add some more field in that and we can check it. See, if you go to this file, in this file, fname, mobile, email, we have added, plus city we have added. For city also validation we have added, right? Submit button we have ready, no problem. Now for the mobile number, how many rules you have applied? For email ID, how many rules you have applied? Correct. So those we need to filter here now. So if I come to the inquiry component.ts file, there you can see for fname we have applied the required property only, required one rule. It should not be empty. For mobile, we have written called validators.required, validators.required, validators.required one, validator.pattern. There is a two rule for the mobile number. For email ID also we have applied two rules. So this, whatever the rule we have written, according to that, the message should display in the browser. Whichever the rule we have written, according to rule, the message should display under the browser. Okay, according to rule, the message should display under the browser. So for that, we will go there. Yeah, so now come to the validator dot required is okay, and validator dot pattern, how to check validator dot pattern. Okay, so email we have come to the HTML file. First come to the email part. We have written here directly invalid emails, right? Intervalid email ID. Intervalid email ID. We have written directly, correct? So it should not be like that. Okay, it should be something according to the error, the message should come. According to error, the message should come. Okay, according to error, the message should come. So what should be the according to error? Suppose for email, there is a two rule you have written here. Rule number one says like, it should not be empty and it should be as an email. So if I go here and modify little, a span tag I will convert into p tag. This span I will convert into p tag, so that it will print in the new line. Then check. It says like if form1.control.email.errors. It's saying errors. Now what type of error? That we have to check here. Then we can display the message. Let's go. Write a span tag now. A span open and close. Under the span write star ng for ng if star ng if equal to star ng if equal to form1 dot controls dot error form1 dot controls dot error email dot error dot errors dot required required required. Okay, so what is it? If error is there, but which error is it required? Then apply here. Please enter your email id. Please enter your email id. Your email id. Okay, else if the people have entered the email id and if it is errors dot email, if it is a email related error, then enter valid email id. Enter valid email id. Now once you start typing, message will get changed. Once you start typing, the message will get changed. Okay, once we start typing, the message will get changed. We will see what message is getting changed. I'll share you this two line. Let me check as well. Enter email id. Please enter email id. If I start writing, then it will say enter valid email id. See here, message is changing. Enter email id. If I type something, it will say enter valid email id. It should come in the same line, no problem. Outer one also we can keep as a we can keep some other tag, maybe which tag in line tag, label tag we can keep, label and label, so that it will print in the same line. Label open, label close, so that it should print in the same line. Ready? Check now. So come in one line. Submit button, invalid email. Please enter email ID. If you type something, invalid email. If you apply @gmail.com, then it's become a success. This becomes a meaningful message now. According to user input, the message will get changed. We can apply same way for mobile number also. But pattern how it will work, we have to check. Working email. Come similar for the mobile also. We'll copy this section and we'll add here for the mobile. Mobile dot errors. Mobile dot errors. Mobile dot require. Please enter mobile number. Mobile number. Email dot mobile dot pattern. What is that? We have used here pattern. 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 Dot pattern. Mobile number must be 10 digit. Enter mobile number of 10 digits. 10 digits. Mobile number, what is that? Please enter mobile number, please enter valid mobile number. Both are true. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both is bound together. That meaning this pattern is not working. So required is okay. Mobile dot errors. Now control dot mobiles dot error dot required. Both error was coming. Okay, so no problem. For mobile number pattern dot errors, please enter your valid mobile number. Valid mobile number, and this you can cut from here. Pattern it not works. Then valid 10 digits. 10 digits 10 digits mobile number. Enter your valid 10 digits mobile number. So this one will be okay for mobile number. Or both are coming still. There has to be little lot. Mobile number. Printing how many times? Then enter 10 digit mobile number. Please enter 10 digit mobile number. Wait, compilation happen or not? Two times. So because two time error is written here. No? So I think bottom one is not okay. We can remove this label and we can keep the first one. Or pattern. X again. I made some mistake here. This is the one. This is the one. This already was here only. Maybe that was printing two times and it made us confused. Pattern and required both. Now let me verify still both are coming or only one. Enter valid mobile number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. The both gone. Okay, so is it happening now? See, both the messages are coming. By default, it says enter your valid mobile number. Please enter your valid mobile number. Enter mobile number of 10 digits. Second is for the pattern and first is for the required. Now when I went here, click here. Enter your valid mobile number. It is coming from where? From the first one, required case. Required case. Once we start typing, then this should come. Enter mobile number 10 digits. So I went here. I'm entering one. See, message got enter mobile number 10 digits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. That is also gone. Email ID, enter email ID. Once I'll start typing, enter valid email ID. So both are happening. So you can add this label to label for mobile number. Label to label you can add for mobile number. Okay, ready? Next, what we will do? We'll add one more text area. In that, we'll apply the minimum and maximum length. Minimum length and maximum length. Come to the first PS file. Here, add one more pattern. Add one more pattern. We can write here call address colon square bracket single quote. If here validators dot validators dot required. Next, validators dot mean length 20, comma validators dot max length 200. Added the condition. Now come to the HTML file. Okay. Come to the HTML file and add one text area after select. Like how we have added the mobile number, similar way we can add one text area after city. We can add text area or address. This you can create a text area. Form control name as the address. Should close the address. Form control name as the address. So written. Now come down below. Address dot errors. Address dot errors. This you can keep in a p tag so that it will come in a new line. Address dot errors. Address dot errors. Then which error? Mean length. Mean length. Please enter address minimum. Okay, not mean length. First should be required. First key required. Required. Please enter address. Please enter address. After that, please enter address. After that, next error dot address dot error dot mean length. Mean length. The address minimum 20 CHARACTERS. Minimum 20 characters. Address minimum 20 characters. Address minimum 20 character. Copy the same again. Apply the max length. Max length. Address maximum 200 character. Ready? Save it. Come to the browser. Text area. Please enter address. If I type anything, message change it. If you type anything, message will get changed. Please enter the address minimum 20 characters. Once it will exceed by 20, error will go. But more than 200, it will not allow. It will allow you up to 200 only. More than 200 once you reach. Ready? More than 200, how much limit you see? 200 once we exceed, error will come. So it will be like there is error. Within 200 is only is okay. Should go if less than 200. Working. Okay, cool then. Okay, then this is ready. What else we have is you saw the multiple way how to apply the validation. Next, next what else is API? You saw how to get an all pagination, searching, sorting. Sorting was not there. Pagination was there. This all multi-dimensional array, local. This all we have made nested array, module wise, service wise, everything we have seen. This much only. Someone have asked last week observable. Someone have asked, right? Here you are using no observable. When we call API, look at here. When you go inside, when you call API, we call a promise functions. We call a promise functions. Where is that? I go to the shopping. We want any module where we have data. So let me see which component we have. This is coming from the user. Okay, so shopping and then customer. Under the shopping, we have a customer .ts file. The subscribe what you have used for the promise function. You have asked last week promise function. Promise is this. Observable, I will create one example. While creating the service, when we have created the service, we have created a service somewhere. While creating the service, we can apply the observable concept. Where is the service? Common service was there somewhere. Common data service.ts file was this. Right? This is a test file. This is in this file we can apply some observable concept and we can see. But anyhow, you are going to sit on project again for few weekend morning hour. So in that we can create an example there. We can see observable related something. The project, as I have told you in the beginning, the project classes will be in the morning hour. Morning hour, what time? It's early morning only. But again, on Friday, once we'll communicate. On Friday again, we'll communicate for that. What time will be the suitable time? Or we can, whether 10 o'clock we can sit or the same time we can sit. Morning hour.
Sir, only weekends or daily it will be?
A project will not be daily. It will be only on weekend only.
Then weekend anytime is fine.
In any time, even I have to see my time. Morning, there the bootstrap class is going on morning till 10 o'clock. Might be in the same time. It will be 10 o'clock somewhere. 10 o'clock maybe not 10 o'clock. 10 to 11 there will be other classes. 10 one class. 10 to 12 will be another class. Yeah, then.
Sir, actually I have some confusion in means when to use that promise and when we are using keyword async. So
Async keyword, while calling a function we can use here async. We are calling here no promise. This you have to use every time. Subscribe function you have to use every time whenever you are calling any API. Whenever you are calling API from the backend, you have to use every time. Without that, you cannot capture the data.
okay.
Okay. Without that, you cannot capture the data. But usually people apply the async and await here. ASYNC. Async. And before this function, EWAIT, await. Async and await. So any error? No error. Await has no effect on the type of this expression. This is the customer. So what it will do is ASYNC. When you are calling a API, okay. When you call a API, this API, the server where the data is coming, this server may be slow also, and this server may be fast also. It's a depend. Okay, how much traffic is there? That is depend. If the server is slow, what will happen? Response will come after some time. If the server is slow, response will come after some time. So in that case, we apply the await method in front of function saying like, in case, unfortunately, if the backend is giving the response after some time, then we have to wait for wait till the server will give the response. So server will give the response either success or failure. Any response will come from there. So in the case of server is slow and you want your script should wait for the server response, there we apply this keyword called as a await keyword. And whenever you apply the await keyword, this keyword will be compulsory. Which keyword? Async will be compulsory. Now what async will do? Async will make your function itself as a promise function. Get customer function will become as a function itself becomes a promise function. Now under the this.obj.get we have used a subscribe. See here, when I go here, what is saying? It's saying called as observable. Observable are those functions that is responsible to capture the response. In the term of what? In the term of JavaScript. In the term of here, under the Angular. In the term of JavaScript, promise functions are those functions that use to capture the response. In the JavaScript, if you have implemented the fetch function what it will do? Fetch function will send a request to backend. When the fetch function will send a request to backend, then from the backend some data will come. When the data will come from the backend, we use dot then function. Dot then then then. The dot then function will be called the promise function because that is going to receive the content, going to capture the content. Under the Angular, instead of then function, you have a function called this one. Called this one subscribe function. Subscribe function work at the place of promise function for what purpose? To capture the response. And in the term of Angular, it's called the observable. Observable are those functions that is going to hold the response. That response comes from the backend in the term of Angular. But the same at the place of observable in the term of JavaScript, you can apply the then function, then, then function. Now see what will happen in this case. The get customer function is sending a request to backend. Now when the get function is sending a request to backend, then from there some response will come. A response is being captured by the response variable. But what is that function name? Function name becomes a subscribe function. Now when the response will come from the backend, your get customer function is eligible to capture that response or not. For that we apply a keyword called async keyword. But it is not mandatory to apply async and await every time. Okay? Async and await we can apply also, we cannot apply also. Many places on internet you will see people will say async and await is compulsory every time. But here let me see. This what is the page? Customer dot component dot html file. Error, no any error. Data is coming or not. Let me go to the browser. Customer page was there, in that data was coming from here. There is no any error. Data is coming or not? Data is coming still. So at this place what happened? Your get customer becomes a promise function. Get customer got a capability to capture the response. But in fact, inside that, instead of applying as making as a get customer as a promise function, there already one promise function is sitting inside. Which one is that? Called as a subscribe function. So if anyone asks what is the promise function, how it works, you can answer them in the term of JavaScript. When I am using any API call, then from the backend some response will come. That response I capture through the then function. So there the then function becomes a promise function. Now at the same time, if I am going to use the Angular object.get or post when I call, what will happen? From here also request will go to backend. From backend the data will come. So here then function is not exist. At the place of then function we have a subscribe function. So instead of promise here, the subscribe function is going to call the observable. Observable are those functions that have a capability to consume the data, that have a capability to hold the data, to capture the data. Okay. In the term of where? Angular. Now people will ask then what is the sync and await, async and await? We can answer them when I am calling a REST API, when I am sending a request to backend, then it is not necessary the backend will be super fast always. Backend may be slow also. There may be high traffic. So what you want? Your script should throw the error, or you want to apply your own timeout, or what you want to apply? If you are writing your own timeout, then well. In case if you are not applying your own timeout, then use the function called await function. Await function, what it will do? Await keyword. It will allow your function to wait till the response will come from the backend, either success or failure. Then when you are saying the function to wait till the response come from the backend, either success or failure, then at the same time async will come. Async will say yes, we are waiting to capture the response that the function is capable to capture or not. So for that, what we need to apply? Async keyword we need to apply. On internet, if you read, people have written like async keyword will make your function as a promise function. Then there, what is the definition of the promise function? Promise function is those functions that have a capability to capture the response. Okay, so in this case, when I apply here async and await, my entire get customer function becomes a promise function. Okay, it got a capacity to hold the data if anything coming from the backend. But if you apply async and await, what will happen? Will it work or not? It will work still. Your get customer will not be a async promise function, but inside there is another one. Which one? Observable. Subscribe function is sitting inside. Subscribe function says like no problem. Get customer is not a promise function, but I am a promise function. When the content will come from the backend, I will hold it. So in the term of Angular, what will you call it? It will call it observable. You move the mouse, it is over there. Okay, so those way you can explain. See, this question always come in interview. People ask every time, what is observable? How to use? What is the difference between async and await? Both come together. Async will make your function as a promise function. It will give a capability to hold the content, to capture the content, and await keyword will ask your API call to wait till the server will give a response. Until the servers will not give the response, don't do anything. And server will not take half an hour. Some certain timeout will be there. After some time, it will give either success or failure, anything. Okay, this way you can explain someone.
Sir, means in case of subscribe, it is not required to mention async or
Not required. I have not written there also. It was happening here. So no, it was happening or not. There is no any error in the CMD.
yeah.
And we have applied then also it is happening. But when you are going to code for the industry, people will ask you apply it. Why? Because they have an assumption saying like the backend where we are going to call it will have high traffic, and in high traffic there may be some kind of issue. So better apply async and await so that if the backend is slow, our page will not throw the error. Okay, you can apply also, no problem. See, we have applied now
sir,
proper standard.
in
Hmm.
sir, in NG on init, after this dot get customer, if
Which
we
file?
wrote any another line in NG on init, means after this function call, if we execute some another line, in that case, if this API is responding very late, then what will happen? Means that next line execution will happen, or it will wait till this function complete its call.
Will not, the first function, second function will not wait for the first function. At
Okay.
the same time, request will go for both. If
Okay.
one is taking long time, let it take, second will execute.
Okay. Okay.
NG only need for that purpose only saying like, if multiple thing you want to call here, all will execute at the same time. And whoever is slow, they will come late. Whoever is fast, they will come first. It is not going to hold
Okay.
the execution of the next function.
Okay.
Okay. You can log out and we'll update you for the next project class on the weekend time.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
At that time, if any changes, we'll update.
Okay. Thank you, sir.